All right, and we are back with another sponsor spotlight. I am so honored to be able to introduce the next gold sponsor of our Christmas in July 24-hour live streamathon, Miss Daniela Roman of Daniela's Delicious Delights, and just a genuine relationship kind of come out of nowhere back in 2022, I think it was, at a speaking competition that you guys had. So welcome, Daniela. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you, Elena. Thank you
It
for
is
having me.
so great to have you here. Now, we've got Daniela's Delicious Delights, and I want to hear all about it because this is something that you brought on and started just about a year ago, or how long has it been?
Yeah, I would say a little bit over a year ago. A little backstory: food has always been my thing, and I've been cooking since I'm 8. Coming from that traditional Italian family, but I had a restaurant in Philadelphia for 20 years with my ex, and did some catering. Always, I was the one that people would go to, whether it was family, friends, for whether it was wedding, birthday parties, whatever. It was like, oh, get Danielle to make this, get Danielle, because they just knew, my passion for food, and it's just what I love to do. So in the last year and a half or so, I had to really ask myself, like, what is it? Everyone knows me for working with Emilio with the publishing and the books and all of that and our events. But at the same time, I'm like, but is that my passion? Right. And I miss doing that. I'm always cooking anyway. Right. So I'm like, So I started doing little events. Like I was at Izzy's Legacy, her first fundraiser. I catered that. I catered Nikki Quest and Desiree's event a little while back. I catered our events. So I'm like, you know what, and I really enjoy it, and I love creating meals. People will see my posts and my pictures because Amelia takes a picture of everything, and we're posting. So, you know, answering your question, it's like, yeah, in the last, this has been a lifelong thing, but I've kind of gotten back into it, about the last year and a half, and now really pushing forward with that.
I love that. And it's one of those things that allows you, hello, Emilio, and hi, Jamie. We got some people coming on here. It's one of those things that allows you to see um, when something is so close to you. Sometimes you don't really see the gift in it. That's usually what I like to say. Sometimes because it comes natural, because it's just a thing you absolutely love. It's like, oh my gosh, no, we need to hire you because I don't cook.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And you just nailed it because it comes natural to me, right? My whole life. And Emilio, wasn't until I connected with Emilio that he made me realize, because when I'm making things or I see some people are like, oh, I can't do this. I'm like, just follow a recipe. It's not that hard. He's like, no, it's not that easy for everybody, even following a recipe. And he's like, you have a gift. And never in my whole life I ever looked at it that way.
Yes.
I didn't.
Yeah. And that's a golden nugget for people tuning in, is that sometimes when those things that come naturally to you, that you enjoy doing, and that people come and ask you for, that is the gift. Like that is the gift. So if people want to order from you, or do you do like individual size meals, or is it more of a catering type thing? What is it?
Yeah, right now it's more of catering. It's not like I just do like single plates or something like that. Unless it's, it could be local here, like close friends or something like that. But yeah, really, I'm just more doing now catering, whether it's a family event, family dinner someone wants to do, or an event like I had mentioned, like what Marilyn put on, or Nikki. And I actually have an upcoming Judith Diaz. A lot of you know her. She's putting on an event in December, and I'm going to be catering that. So, yeah, that's more of what I'm moving towards.
Very nice. And do you stay more in a certain radius of your location, or do you travel out?
Right now, it's local, New Jersey, Philadelphia area, but I would like to, depending on the situation, on the event, and obviously that, is takes resources, and I have to incorporate that into, what I do, and if that's something I think down the line I could do, if with travel and everything, if it's something that I feel is, worth it to me and to them, then yeah, I would like to move towards that. But right now, it is the more local Philadelphia, New Jersey area.
All right. So for those tuning in that might be brand new to Daniela's Delicious Delights, we're in the Jersey, Philadelphia area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Awesome. Awesome. So Christmas in July this year, this is our third annual 24-hour streamathon. And with you being a gold sponsor, can you kind of share what drew you to saying yes, that you wanted to sponsor and support what we're doing here?
Sure. Amelia and I just love everything you do and respect, your mission. You're a faith-based woman. That's, key. That's number one. And if you know me, I have to have like a special vibe with someone, right? I have to feel like they're in line with my values, my beliefs, or I just, I don't really bring them into my circle, right? Like I love everyone. I, support who I can, but to be in my circle or invest in someone that I really believe in, we have to have that in common. And you definitely have, the values and your beliefs in God and what your mission is and helping people. And also that's really what, why, I chose to support you. I believe I did this last year. I remember your first year. Oh, I can't believe you're in your third year already.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing what you're doing.
Thank
So.
you. Thank you so much. And you know what has been really neat for me to watch is that like coming into your and Emilio circle as a speaker in one of your competitions, that's kind of what drew us together. But then to actually watch you also over these years, last year on the Christmas in July was the first year that I think we really got to talking about some of the work that you do through your book and those overcoming, some of those difficult trauma times. We kind of got into that for the first time, and to now see this passion like explode from you doing Daniela's Delicious Delights, it's just so beautiful to be on this journey together.
Yeah, thank you. And it feels, like they say, what would you do? What would you choose to do if even if you did it for free, right? And that's something, and I've been doing it for free for years, right? My whole life. So I'm like, well, there's something to this. So yeah, like you have to find your passion, right? Something, whatever it is for you that lights you up. Like people see that as soon as you start talking about food or things like that, I light up, so obviously that's, I know that's my passion.
I love it. We've got Ivy Perez on here. We got Nikki Cuesta. Hello, ladies. Are you like, were you in the kitchen as a child? Like, is this just has always been a passion, or like some people choose to go to culinary school and learn things? Was yours just kind of always there growing up? The cooking?
Oh yeah, that's part of that. That is the main story. Is my dad being, like I said, that old school Italian. I had to be in the kitchen with my mom or my grandmother. So from like 7, 8 years old, I was in the kitchen. But I never, even at that young age, I never looked at it as a chore. I always enjoyed it. I loved it. It was like it was a, to my dad, it was like, yeah, that's I want you to learn and what you have to do. But I took that into my teenage years, my adult years, and like I said, wherever I was with family, friends, it was always like, oh, I'll do that, or I'll cater this birthday. And this was free, you know what I mean? Because we're family. Mm-hmm. But it was always with me. I loved it. I just enjoyed feeding people. I love creating food, like Ivy and Nikki are on there. They both have had my meals. And they can see, like I've been told, like we see you put your heart into it. Anybody can slap something together, right? Like, oh, let me just make, because you have to.
That would be me.
I'm sure it's good. But most people, they just do it because, hey, I have to feed my family, right? Mm-hmm. But even the simplest thing, like if I make Emilio a sandwich at lunch or something like that, my mind is always like, oh, how can I make this look good? And you know what I mean? It's not just like I'm doing it to do it. Yeah. So I really just enjoy it.
Yeah. And that is evident because I have seen those pictures, whether it's pictures you've taken or Emilio, like he does take pictures, and it looks delicious. I mean, like it actually looks like I want to eat this. There's been times where I'm like, man, I need to like take another road trip to go that way just so I can get some food. So if somebody were to want to contact you, maybe they have a small event coming up or something, what's the best way for them to reach out and connect with you?
Yep, they can go to my website. If someone on there, like Amelia, can put that down, it's DaniellasDeliciousDelights.com, and everything is on there. How they can order. You know, there's a form. Everything is right there for you, and obviously the whole menu. And I do take requests. So because I don't, most people associate me with Italian food, but I make just about anything. So there's, you can request something and I'll do it.
And what about anybody with like dietary limits? Do you kind of take that into consideration?
I do. I've had people with gluten allergies, people that are, vegetarian, or things like that. If you're allergic to something, sure, you just have to obviously make it known, and I can accommodate.
Very nice. Very nice. And so being part of Christmas in July, people are going to see you on the 24-hour live stream-a-thon. But for those that are tuning in today, what is one little nugget that you could share with somebody that's maybe just feeling a little bit low on hope? Because let's face it, and I said this earlier on one of the other sponsor spotlights, life is hard right now. Life is just kicking people in the booty right now. And so what is something that you can just share to give somebody hope? Just give somebody hope.
Yeah. Something my dad always used to say, he's like, and he came from hard times, right? He came here as a young teenager and to this country, not knowing the language, not having, his family not having much. And you just, you work for, towards what you want to do. But he always used to say, he's like, even though their situation was like that at the time, let's say, or our situation is what it is now, there's always somebody worse. There's always somebody worse off than us. There's kids in Children's Hospital. Go to Children's Hospital and visit and look at those kids, look what those families are going through, and that kind of puts things into perspective, that there's always, something worse. And the other thing is there's always a way, right? Today, we are much better off, let's say, resource wise or with if you need help or even mental health to deal with, there's a lot of people that are, they say depression is at an all-time high, suicide since the pandemic, since all this stuff going on, but we do have the resources, there's no shortage of resources. So, but just, you got to keep going, right? You got to keep going because there is somebody worse. Really sit back and reflect and say, what, is this really the worst? You know what I mean? And just keep going. And I look at my grandsons. That always lights me up. Go to something that cheers you up and makes you happy.
Yes, there it is. Go to something that cheers you up and makes you happy. And one of the things that I stay reminded of is really just take care of your minute. That's all we have. Take care of the minute, and the day, the weeks, the months, they end up taking care of themselves if you can just take care of the minute. And yeah, for sure. That's good stuff right there. So are you excited for this coming weekend?
I am. I can't wait. I'm going to watch as much of it as possible. I don't sleep well anyway, so I'll be up. I'll watch as much as I can. I'll stay up with you.
Yeah, that sounds good. Right now, we are currently at 56 guests, and there's still people messaging, wanting to know more. So this Saturday, folks, July 20th, starts at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we run nonstop through Sunday, July 21st, 10 a.m. Eastern. So we are circling the globe. We've got people from Australia, South Africa, all around joining to be a part of this. And so, Daniela, thank you for your support, for being a gold sponsor, for Daniella's Delicious Delights to show up and be here for us. It is so much appreciated.
Thank you. It's an honor. Thank you so much, Elena. We love what you're doing.
Thank you. All righty, folks. We will see you this weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.